we forget that life is fragile until time reminds us. Many people avoid talking about death because it's scary, yet philosophers argue the opposite. Thinking about death can help us live better. When we remember that life is limited, we begin to see what is truly important: relationships, purpose, kindness. Death makes life urgent and precious. It reveals the meaning of life. In this video, we will talk about the human person as a being oriented towards death. This video is part 8 of our Philosophy of the Human Person series. To learn more about this subject, check out the playlist below. Every human being faces death. We cannot escape it. And, like a thief in the night, we cannot choose when it comes. This inevitability is part of what makes us human. Philosophers across history explored how facing death shapes life. The Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard believed that a deep and honest reflection on death can awaken us from living by default. When we become aware that our time is limited, we stop merely following the crowd and start making intentional, responsible choices about who we want to be. The German philosopher Martin Heidegger took Kierkegaard's idea further with his concept of being toward death. He argued that authenticity emerges when we face the reality of death rather than ignore it. By acknowledging that our existence is finite, we are moved to live more truthfully, aligning our lives with what genuinely matters to us instead of getting lost in distractions. The French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre, meanwhile, emphasized the power of human freedom to create a meaningful life in spite of death. Although death is inevitable, we continue to shape the meaning of our lives through the choices we make. No one else can define our purpose for us. We bear full responsibility for who we become. While philosophy invites us to reflect personally on death and its meaning, societies also express their understanding of death through traditions and rituals. These cultural practices reflect their values, spirituality, and relationships with the departed. The Philippines, Japan, and Mexico offer 3 rich examples of how death can be more than a tragic end, but a celebration. In the Philippines, death is a deeply communal and spiritual experience. Families and communities gather for the wake to pray and support each other, showing the Filipino value of community. Rituals like the novena and undas express the belief that relationships with loved ones continue beyond death. In Japan, death is treated with calm reverence and ancestral respect. Incense offerings, household altars, and obon honor spirits as ongoing members of the family, emphasizing duty, gratitude, and continuity. In Mexico, death is viewed as a joyful reunion. During Dia de los Muertos, families create colorful offerings with food, photos, and symbolic items to welcome loved ones back for a night of celebration. These examples show that while death is universal, how we embrace it is shaped by who we are and where we come from. How about in your culture? How does your community view and deal with death? Let us know in the comments below. Because we know we will die, we also seek to understand how we should live. We humans differ from animals in a profound way. We ask questions about our own existence. Why am I here? What is the purpose of my life? These questions reflect our deep desire for meaning. The Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl developed a theory on finding personal meaning in life known as logotherapy. Logotherapy, or healing through meaning in Greek, emphasizes that meaning is what allows us not only to survive difficult experiences, but to grow through them. According to this theory, people discover meaning in 3 main ways. First, through purposeful work or a mission, contributing something valuable to the world by using our talents and passions. Second, through love and relationships, the people who give us a reason to keep going and whom we in turn choose to care for. And third, through courage in suffering, recognizing that even painful moments can shape us and inspire resilience. For example, a student who wants to become a nurse may find meaning in helping save lives, combining purpose, love, and the willingness to endure hardship for others. For Frankl, meaning does not simply appear on its own. It is something we create through our choices, goals, and relationships. As the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Since we long for a meaningful life despite the reality of death, we naturally ask, what is life ultimately for? What is the ultimate meaning of life, or the purpose that makes its struggles, achievements, and even ordinary moments worthwhile? The answer differs depending on our worldview. From a religious perspective, life on earth is not the end, but a preparation for something greater. Our actions and relationship with God are believed to shape our eternal destiny. Meaning, therefore, according to this perspective, comes from God and our journey toward salvation. In contrast, existential thinkers argue that life does not come with an innate purpose. There is no universal plan telling us what we should be. Instead, we are free and responsible to create meaning through our choices. For them, authenticity is essential to a meaningful life, living a life that is truly our own. Meanwhile, a humanistic view places meaning in the value of human beings themselves. It emphasizes our shared dignity, ability to care for one another, and the positive impact we can make. Love, service, and contributing to the community become the foundation of a meaningful life. Despite the differences among these worldviews, a common idea remains. We strive to make our lives worthwhile, guided by what we believe, who we love, and how we choose to live each day. The ancient Greek philosopher Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." After all the philosophical ideas, cultural practices, and theories, we return to the most personal question: what does life mean to me? Beyond achievements and expectations, we must confront ourselves honestly. What kind of person do I want to become? Who matters most in my life, and how do I show them? What legacy do I hope to leave behind? If everything ended tomorrow, would I be proud of the life I lived? These questions invite us not to fear death, but to live with greater clarity, shaping our lives with purpose, integrity, and love. Death reminds us that life is precious, and meaning is something we must create now. How about you? What do you think gives your life meaning in the face of death?